Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Mandy with My Trainer Mandy, your holistic lifestyle, fitness, and nutrition expert. Welcome to my live training. It is Monday night. Happy Martin Luther King Day. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of time to jump on and for Facebook to build my audience. Make sure that you have a pen and piece of paper to take some notes. And also, if you choose, have your water, potentially your herbal tea, your juice, whatnot. And once you jump on, do me a favor, comment below, say hello so I know who else tuning in. And once again, make sure you have a pen and piece of paper because I'm going to give you guys some good little nuggets of wisdom tonight. Hey, Amy. Hey, Selena. Hey, Tracy. How are you ladies doing tonight? How's everybody feeling? Did you get your workout in today? What is going on with you? And happy Monday once again. So once you jump on, make sure you have a piece of paper, guys, and a pen. We're going to get down tonight with some good info. Hey, what's up, ladies? Feel my love. How are you doing? Hey, what's up, Shelly? How are you, beauty? How are you ladies feeling today? What's up, Nancy, my sister? Feel my love and appreciation, all you guys who jump on. I think that was you, CJ. I couldn't really tell from your profile picture. But once you jump on, just comment below and say hi because I don't always see who's on. What's up, Courtney? How are you, pretty? Feel my love, guys, for being on. I love connecting with you guys live on the Facebook videos. Hey, hey. How's it going, peeps? Yeah, sometimes when you like or you give me the little thumbs or the hearts, it's hard to see the profile pictures. But sometimes I'll see who's on here at the bottom. Hey, what's up, Laura Lou? Thanks for tuning in. Hey, Ann, how are you, sister? Yeah, good, Selena. Glad to hear it. I saw you earlier in the sauna. That's awesome. Hey, Cindy, how are you, beauty? What's up, Donna Lynn? I just saw your profile picture. Sometimes I can tell who it is. Okay, I see Ann again. So yeah, if you feel like it and you want, comment below, say hi. Hey, Monica, how are you, sister? What's up, CJ? I'm doing amazing. Thank you so much for asking. Yeah, if you guys feel called to do so and it resonates with you, share this video on your timeline. We're going to be talking about something really, really crucial tonight. I know I probably say that every time because I really do feel that most of the things I talk about are very important. But tonight we're going to be talking about how to honor yourself and how to actually show up more fully in the world. So I'm going to share with you guys some major nuggets of wisdom. I'm also going to share with you guys some personal experiences and testimony, that I've been through, as well as some different things that you can do and start implementing in your life on a daily basis in order to start transforming your life. And like I said, to honor yourself more and just show up more fully in the world. So if it resonates with you and you feel called to do so, do me a favor, share this video to your timeline. Also, be sure that you are signed up for my live Facebook notifications so that when I go live, you'll get a little notification stating that I'm live and you can jump on. Hey, Candace, how are you, sister? Yes. Hi, trainer. How are you? Yes, that's me. So a little bit about me. My name is Mandy Fonville. I'm a holistic lifestyle, fitness, and nutrition expert. This has been my lifestyle with the holistic living for a little over 4 years, and it's been phenomenal. I've completely transformed my life, my health, and really, I just don't even feel like I'm the same person that I used to be. I'm a lot healthier than I was. I feel like I look way better than I ever did, even in the past, or whatever. Just me personally, my opinions of myself. And, I feel more free, and I do feel like I show up more fully in the world as well. So I've just completely transformed my life with a lot of the things that I share with you guys on my Facebook, live video trainings, also just my other recorded videos. And I also have a website, mandyfonville.com. The link is above this video if anyone's interested in checking that out. That is how I support people online with fitness and nutrition and mindset, etc. So it's a very beautiful thing. I also do one-on-one coaching, small group coaching. So if you have any questions, just reach out. Of course, if you're catching this video live or if you're watching the replay, you can always comment below, and I will get the notifications and I'll be able to either respond to your comment or, get back in touch with you. And of course, you can always send me a private Facebook message. I'm here to support you guys. So I actually been a personal trainer since 2005. I'm also a yoga instructor. I have a certification in advanced food healing. I spend a lot of my time listening to a lot of audios, reading books, doing research. I've been to a lot of retreats. I've been to clinics. I have my own set of coaches that have supported me in transforming my life. So have invested well over, I don't even know how many hours. It would take a lot to calculate that, but well over like 150 grand in my health and just all the different things that I've done to accumulate all of the knowledge that I have that allows me to be able to support people better. So I'm just like you. I'm no different. I took antidepressants for 16 years. I used to eat a bunch of junk food. I used to drink a bunch of alcohol. I used to have shitty thoughts. I used to be, pessimistic. I used to, like I said, I experienced depression and things like that. So I haven't always been the way that I am now, but I've always for sure tried my best to remain to be a positive person, and even when I was going through my own storms, I remember always still being that person to like lift up and support other people. So I really believe life is a beautiful journey and that we all go through certain things and we have certain experiences in order for us to grow and transform and then to essentially become the person that we were created to be. So, you may or may not agree with this, but I believe that we are a spirit or we are a soul and we are here having a human experience. So therefore, I believe that we have a specific calling or a purpose to fulfill while we're here on this earth in our human bodies having a human experience. And I believe now I've actually found mine. Of course, this is very much my passion, what I do. But like I said, even prior to this, I've always been kind of like motivational Mandy. I've had people call me like Baby Joel, like Joel Osteen, because I've always been kind of that person to like motivate and support other people and, do my best to inspire others. But I have had my trials and tribulations. I've had my storms and things like that. And as we know, when we go through those kinds of things, they obviously will strengthen us and open our eyes and transform our lives. And then it allows us to become, once again, the best version of ourselves, I believe, in order for us to show up fully in the world and do what it is that we're called to do. And I believe that one of my biggest callings is to be who I am now and be the person here to support other people. So, I just want to make sure I share that with you guys. Everything that I share with you is out of personal experience. For my disclaimer, I am not a doctor. So if you have any medical questions, be sure and touch base with your medical doctor. But nothing I share is meant to treat, diagnose, prevent, or cure any kind of dis-ease in the body. Although a lot of what I share will support you in those things. Just make sure if you have any other questions, you're changing your lifestyle, your nutrition, if you're trying to get off medications, et cetera, that you are chatting with your Western medical doctor. So I just make sure to say that for the disclaimer purposes. So once again, how's everybody doing tonight? Give me some thumbs up and some hearts. Happy Monday. Happy Martin Luther King Day. Hey, what's up, Nancy? Yeah, I'm glad you're on here, sister. Thanks for showing up. Candace said, you look great. You glow. Oh, I appreciate you. That's sweet. Hey, what's up, Eamon? Hey, Rain. Thanks for tuning in. What's up, Joseph? I appreciate you so much. So like today's Martin Luther King Day, and I also did a video earlier on this. Like, how amazing was that man that he stepped up to the plate and sacrificed so much of his life to share everything that he did and all the things that he had to overcome in order to make some of those phenomenal shifts that I believe took place. That would not have happened otherwise. So it's a really amazing thing. So I shared a video earlier about that. How we just get to really open our hearts and we get to just love others. And it doesn't matter if we're different races, different colors, different religions, different sex, male or female, different age. It doesn't matter. We're all, like I said, we're souls, we're spirits. We're here having a human experience. So it's great to just open up your heart and support and love one another. I believe that that's a really, critical thing that we require more of in this world for sure. So tonight, once again, we're talking about how to love yourself fully and how to show up fully in the world. So I want to talk first about giving yourself permission, okay? Because a lot of times we're still operating out of our subconscious mind, which actually a lot of those beliefs and stuff were formed when we were very, very young, unfortunately. So when we were really, really young, when we were little kiddos, our subconscious mind was like a sponge and it literally took in everything. So our subconscious mind, we didn't have the intellectual capacity to understand that maybe dad or mom had a bad day and maybe that's why they're screaming and yelling at us, to get our toys and go to our room. We didn't have the understanding at that very young age. So most people have developed, belief systems and things like that from just such a very young age that they may not even realize are actually there still functioning in their subconscious mind. And that's actually what's responsible for shaping our life and shaping our reality. So the kind of life that you have right now, whatever you have going on externally is really a result of your internal world. And that internal world basically is represented by your belief system. Whatever it is that you believe about yourself is which you would tend to have thoughts based around, okay? And then whatever you usually believe is what the mind is always going to look for. So whatever your belief is about something, the mind is going to look for that to actually confirm that to you. So if you believe you're not worthy of love, you're going to continue to attract circumstances, situations, and people and things like that that basically show you like, oh yeah, see, I'm not worthy of love. Like, okay, that's why, now I get it. So therefore you're just, you're continuing to attract those things to affirm what you already believe, to affirm or confirm your beliefs. So that's why we get to really just give ourselves permissions to dig deep and get real and raw and vulnerable and like let that stuff go. But first we require getting really clear and figuring out what is going on. So we require, taking off our mask or taking off our goggles and really just, opening up and taking note, let's just say, being more aware, okay, in other words. So if you have stuff showing up in your life, chances are it's because you have something going on internally. You have something functioning that's causing you to attract those certain things. So whether it's a certain situation, a certain person, whatever it is, but you're attracting it. You're like actually creating it. And I promise you guys, once I learned this stuff, I made incredible shifts in my life very easily and very quickly, because I was able to then take full responsibility for everything going on in my life. And I said, well, you know what? Instead of me pointing the finger at everybody else and playing the blame game and playing the victim and, oh, poor me, it's the way I was brought up. It's the way I was raised. It was my childhood. It's my mom's fault. It's my dad's fault. When I got to get really clear and say, you know what? It's nobody's fault. Like, I'm a grown woman. I'm an adult, and I require getting, really clear on what all's going on and what it is that I'm thinking about, and possibly what it is I'm believing about myself that is, causing me to keep attracting these same things over and over. So, they always say if you're pointing the finger like this, you have 4 fingers that are pointing right back at you. So instead of saying it's everybody else's fault in your surrounding, whether it's your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your children, your financial status, your job, your boss, your past, your parents, get over that. Stop using that excuse, okay? So go look in the mirror and say, you know what? I take full responsibility for my life. Look at yourself dead in the face and get really clear and really serious about whatever it is you're choosing to create, because we are unlimited, beings, and literally we can do, be, or have anything we want. So once you can really believe that, and you can understand how magnificent you are, and you can really line up and be in alignment with that, then you can start creating the life that you've always desired to have, okay? And that is one thing that I'm here for sure to remind people about, and to empower people about just realizing how powerful they are, okay? So one thing I want to tell you about first tonight is give yourself permission to take off the mask. Take off the mask, okay? Because we all wear masks. Everyone walks around with mask on, okay? Let me give you examples of how you do that, okay? You show up with a mask on throughout your day when you, for one, are not feeling your feelings fully, okay? When you potentially are, blaming, pointing, playing the victim, saying that's other people's fault, etc. Also, when you're not allowing yourself to be vulnerable for certain reasons, you're also wearing a mask, okay? Is my thing cutting out? I choose to know. Looks like it's slowing up a bit. But when you're not allowing yourself to be vulnerable, and another big one is when you're not speaking from the heart, okay? So think about it like this. If you have someone inviting you to go do something, but, instinctively it doesn't feel right and you don't really want to go, but then maybe you feel bad about it, so you say yes and you agree with going, with someone, say to lunch or something like that, but you know that you really require getting other things done, or maybe you're pretty tired and you really require getting your rest, but you say yes out of guilt or maybe out of obligation or something like that. That is definitely, not honoring yourself and not honoring your heart and not honoring what truly resonates with you. So there's a lot of different ways. There's a myriad of ways that we wear masks on a daily basis. So what we're talking about tonight is I am going to give you full permission, not that you require my permission, but I'm going to basically share this information with you guys, and I encourage you to give yourself permission to take off the mask. Take off the mask that you've been wearing. It's 2017. Let's get real. Let's get raw. Let's get vulnerable. Let's do the things that we require doing to make these huge shifts in order to change our life. Okay. Stop hiding behind your excuses. Stop making excuses, because we all do it. I'm only human. I've done it too. Okay. And honestly, when I see myself making excuses, I will admit it to myself. Sometimes I require talking to my coach, or journaling. Okay. Or sometimes just getting quiet and stop talking and do my best to quiet my mind or stop thinking, potentially meditate or something like that. But then understand, where am I making excuses and why? Okay. So then you get to really dig deep and figure out, well, what does this really mean? Okay. So I know I shared this earlier too in my video. There's a coach that I actually follow. She does a lot of the same things I do. And she talks about the gift is always in the shit. And I love that saying, but that's her saying. But essentially the gift is always in the shit. And what that means is if you're going through things, you're going through a storm, you're going through a challenge, there's always going to be a huge gift in that for you. Okay. That is actually where your upgrades are going to come from. So I like to transform it. I've decided to change it into something a little bit different and say that, whenever you have shit show up in your life, then that basically is an indication that you require shifting your life or shifting your energy or shifting your thoughts. So those two words are very close to each other, shit and shift. Okay. So, I like the poop emoji, but whenever you have shit showing up in your your life, that is just a reminder that we actually get to shift whatever it is that we're thinking about, whatever it is that we're focusing on, because once again, we create our reality. So potentially we've been focusing on something and we've been thinking about something, and now we potentially created it, and it's a shitstorm, and it sucks, and it's not any fun, and we're upset, and it hurts, and it's hard, and we're crying, and we're confused, and we're blaming, or we're pointing, or we're having the victim mentality. We're playing the oh, poor me, why me thing, when honestly what we require doing is just digging deep, figuring out, what it is and what potential gift is in that for us, and actually being able to transform it into something else of our highest good or our highest blessing. Okay, because honestly, everything that we go through is for our greatest expansion. I've been through a lot of traumatic things in my life, and I can look back on those things and I can say, you know what, I see now where the gift was in that. And maybe you don't recognize it right off the bat as you're going through it, but chances are when you get really, really clear and you listen to your heart, a lot of times you can really figure out where there may be some good from that situation. Okay, so first we're going to start off. If you guys have a pen and piece of paper, please take some notes for me. But we're talking about giving yourself permission to take off your mask. Okay, like seriously, like get really clear with yourself. Only you really know. Like only we really know what we do, right? Like nobody knows what we got going on in here, and that's the beauty of life, is that we have a choice and we actually control our own thoughts. We don't have anybody else that gets to think for us. We may have people in our life that try to say things to us or direct our lives, or maybe they have their very strong opinion about our lives, etc. But no one gets to come in your mind and think for you. So that's what's really beautiful about this, is that, whatever it is that you're choosing to focus on, no matter where you're at in your life or what you got going on, you have that power. So if you're in a situation right now that maybe is not the most pleasant situation for whatever reason, even though you're in that situation or you have that condition going on in your life, you can still choose to focus on something differently. And the quicker you can focus on something and shift your energy into what you're choosing to create, the faster it will manifest and the faster you will be able to create it. Okay, I'm trusting that you guys are catching on to this. I hope I'm not talking too fast, but sometimes I get super excited and I just start going off the chain. And thank you everyone so much for the compliments. I really appreciate it. Feel my love. I really, really appreciate you guys so much. Hey, what's up, Skip? What's up, Amy? Thanks for tuning in. I saw Tamber and Teresa a little bit ago too. Thank you guys for tuning in. What's up, Peggy? What's up, Arlene? But yeah, so main thing is write this down if you can, but give yourself permission to take off that mask. You know why? Because you're a beautiful, amazing being just the way that you are, and we don't require wearing those masks. What we do require doing is to show up fully in the world and be our authentic self, and the way that we do that is we stop wearing a mask. We really be exactly who we're called to be. So this is really cool. Sometimes I do this. I have like a very big imagination, but sometimes I think back to when I was like a little kid and things were so fun and easy, right? And I was like, ooh, I can't wait till I'm 16. I can't wait till I get to drive a car. Ooh, I can't wait till I'm 18. I get to go to the club. Or ooh, I can't wait till I'm 21. I get to get my drink on. Things like that. Remember how fun and exciting life was when you were younger? You had endless possibilities. You didn't have, all these other responsibilities. Maybe you weren't completely awakened to all the things that's going on in our world. And so you were just young and you were curious and you had a lot of playfulness to you, and you had a lot of excitement and a lot of fun. And guys, that's actually how we are meant to live our lives, even right now. That is exactly how it should be, no matter how old or how young you are. Honestly, joy is our default. So the more you can get in tune and in align with your feelings, okay, and the more that you can be happy and appreciative and grateful for your life and excited about your life, the more you will have more things in your life to be grateful and excited and happy about in your life, okay? And it's funny how that works. And of course, I'm being sarcastic as I say that, but that is how it works, because whatever you're focusing on is whatever you're going to receive. So today, for whatever reason, I just had this, and I was putting on my makeup and stuff earlier because I was getting ready to go run some errands and go to the gym. And I was just thinking to myself, something amazing is going to happen to me today. Something amazing, something fun, something amazing is going to happen to me today. And yeah, I just choose to always focus on that something amazing, something fun is coming, something fun's coming, something, beautiful is coming, something's on its way. And the more that I get in alignment with that, and the more that I feel really excited about my life, even if it's, maybe I don't know if there is anything coming or not, but because I believe that something is coming, chances are something is going to come. Okay. So That's how I choose to live my life. And I just choose also to share this information with you guys because I know that it will serve you if you start putting some of this stuff to play. Let me see on my notes here. Yeah, so we're talking about becoming the best version of yourself, being your authentic self, like a brand new child, all fresh and new, okay? And you're holding yourself with integrity and with love and honoring yourself to really be who you were created to be. So we get to honor ourselves and we get to honor our past, okay? The good and the bad, all right? So yes, sometimes we've been through things in our past that maybe we're not proud of. Maybe we choose to not ever think about again or revisit those feelings or emotions again. And what we really get to do with that is we get to let it all be okay, no matter what it is, okay? We just let it all, we get to let it to all be okay. And we get to give ourselves permission to forgive ourselves. So notice I keep on saying, like, I give myself permission to take off my mask. I give myself permission to show up fully in the world. I give myself permission to forgive myself and let it be okay. Well, like I said, when you were a very young child, your subconscious mind and your belief systems were formed when you were at a very, very young age. They say it's between like up to 5. Some people say it's up to 7 years old. Some people say it's between 3 and 4 or 3 and 5. But in other words, it was, like I said, before you even had the intellectual capacity to understand what all was going on, to understand that maybe mom is just in a bad mood or maybe dad's just in a bad mood, but instead you're getting yelled and screamed at to go to your room. Or, you know, who remembers this? Who remembers when you were a kid and you were crying and it was like, what's wrong? What's wrong with you? Or be quiet, go to your room, or hush up, or shh, be quiet, it's okay, shh, be quiet. So our parents obviously did the best that they could, and their parents did the best that they could. God love them. But what happens is when you're a little small child and you're hearing that, what does that mean to you at a little small child? Like I said, at that point in time, you don't have the intellectual capacity to understand any of that. So chances are you were learning at a very young age to shut down, stop feeling your feelings, you know, be quiet. It's not okay to cry. It's not okay to show your feelings. Like stop showing your feelings. In other words, like stop expressing your feelings. So we grow up suppressing a lot of those feelings, and that manifests as physical symptoms in the body. So to be honest with you, if you're challenged with anything health-wise or you're experiencing any kind of symptoms, chances are it's rooted in something emotionally, okay? It's rooted in something emotionally. It's rooted in something potentially that you've had happen to you when you're, you know, maybe a small child or maybe in your upbringing, your adolescence, either way. But it's something that has been shoved down, been pushed down, been suppressed. It's something that you haven't fully expressed or you haven't allowed yourself to feel fully. So the key is now, it doesn't matter where you are on your journey, how old or how young, etc. I like to just say I'm 36 years young. Like, why even throw the word old in there, you know? So what we get to do now is we get to feel fully. We get to dig deep and we get to feel full and we get to express ourselves in the way that resonates with us. There's no reason that we can't be exactly who we are and all of our laughter and gander and jokes and ha 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 and everything that we are, like your personality. Like me, I talk real fast. Everyone knows that about me. I've always been really loud. I mean, that's just who I am. Like for me to sit here on the video and be like, hey guys, what's up? My name's Mandy. Thank y'all for watching tonight. I mean, come on, dude. Like, that's not me. That would completely be me putting on a mask. So in other words, if you are masking yourself and you're masking who you are and your true personality and your very authentic self, then right now you get to give yourself permission to forgive yourself. You give yourself permission to take off that mask and be fully exactly who you are and who you were called to be. There's no reason that we require showing up in the world any differently than who we truly are. Because you know what? Let's just face it. In life, not everybody's going to love you. Not everybody's going to like you. But we're not here to have everybody love us, like us, and accept us. That's not what we're here for. What we're here for is for us to actually fully love ourselves and for us to transform and become the best possible versions of ourselves. Because once again, you and I, all of us, every single person is divinely created, and we all have a specific purpose of why we are actually here on this earth. Whether you have figured that out yet or not, it's true. And so at some point, maybe you will figure it out, or maybe, it'll be revealed to you. Either way, the point is that there's something unique and special about you that only you can give, that only you have. Only you have those qualities. And think about it like this. There's no two people that are even identical on this earth, okay? Like, even think about like twin sisters. Let's just say, for example, you have twin sisters that are born into a family. Either way, those two twin sisters don't even have the most same identical exact life, because obviously they're two different individuals and they each are going to go on through life having different experiences. So no two people, and think about how big our world is and how many billions of people we have on this earth. How beautiful is that? Hey, what's up, Mark? Thanks for tuning in. What's up, Michelle? What's up, Josh? Hey, Holly. But think about like how many billions of people there are here on this earth. And so there's no two people alike. There surely is not another person like me, and there's surely not another person like you. So when you can really grasp that, like how beautiful and amazing is that? And therefore you realize your magnificence and you realize how freaking phenomenal you are. And like, why even suppress that? Why try to be someone else? And this wasn't intended, but I'm going to say this right now. Do not compare yourself to other people, guys, because comparison is the thief of all joy. You cannot compare yourself to someone else because that person has nothing to do with you. It doesn't matter if they're also a fitness coach, if they're also a personal trainer, if they also talk about holistic health, if their name's also Mandy. I don't give a shit. They're not me. I'm not going to compare myself to them, but unfortunately, a lot of people do that. Comparison is the thief of all joy. They're comparing themselves to their neighbor, to their friend, to their best friend, to whoever. They're literally comparing themselves to other people, and therefore they're continuing to beat themselves up because they're never going to measure up to be that other person because they're not that other person and their life is completely different. And we're not here to try to mimic or be like somebody else. Be you. Be who you are uniquely of who you were created to be, guys. Really and honestly. And it's okay. Give yourself permission to be that person. It's so beautiful when you freaking take all that off. You take off the veil and you're like, boom, I'm here. I was just born again. I'm opening up and I'm really going to fully feel my feelings, and I'm really going to fully show up and be authentic and vulnerable of who I am and who I've been called to be. So I wasn't going to share this yet, but I'm going to interject it now, and then I'll go back to this other stuff. So like personal testimony, here we go. So first of all, I'm just going to get real and raw because it just is what it is. So over the last like maybe how many ever months, probably like right when I moved to St. Augustine, Florida, I had a little bit of, reservations about doing these live Facebook videos. It's like I knew that I wanted to do them, and I had been seeing all these other people do them, and I'm like, okay, like I know I can do them. I know they're going to be awesome. I just, for some reason, wasn't feeling comfortable yet. And I was having some challenges around that. And so I had to get really, really clear. And I had to say, like, what is it about the live videos that's such a big deal? Like, you do all these other videos, you record them and you post them. So what's the difference? And I thought, man, like what really is showing up for me there? And I got to dig really deep and get really clear. And I was like, it's that, like, am I going to be accepted? Like, what are other people going to think about my live videos? What are other people, like, are people going to watch? Are they going to share? Are they going to enjoy? Is it going to be good information? Like, am I going to feel comfortable? Is it going to flow? All these different things, because that's like the ego, or whatever word you want to give it, like the monkey mind, the negative voice, whatever word you want to give it. But I had all these stories around that. And then I decided to do it. I decided to go for it. So what happened actually is that I was walking on the beach October 31st, and there's a lady that I follow who is a business coach, and she does a lot of live Facebook videos. And I was having all these stories around stuff, like with my business and about doing live videos and like showing up more fully and being more authentic, right? Showing up and being who I'm really called to be. Because I mean, it was getting to me. Like, it was getting to me. In other words, like, it was like nudging me, like, Mandy, come on. So it was like so much on my mind. And I was literally walking the beach, and I saw her pop up doing a video. And I don't always, tune into people's videos, but that day, for that reason, I felt called to do so. So I opened up her video, and she was talking, and she said, you know what, guys? She said, in order to, the same thing like I'm sharing with you, she's like, in order to show up fully in the world and to, to basically have a prosperous business, but, you require being seen, you require being vulnerable, you require putting yourself out there and things like that. And she was like, I challenge you to do a 30-day live stream starting tomorrow, right? And so this was October 31st, okay? She's like, starting tomorrow. And I'm like, oh, snap. So the next day was November 1st. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. Like, it's totally cool. I got this. I'm going to do it. I'm really ready. And the things that she said completely resonated with me. So the very next day, I did my very first like live. I mean, I had done, I think, like 2 or 3 others prior to that. And of course, I had done some in closed groups, but that's not really the same. And so then I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. So the very next day, I did my like very first one on November 1st, and I just was rolling. I was like off the chain, and I had all this momentum, and it was amazing. And of course, great, wonderful feedback from my supporters and things like that. And that completely transformed and changed the trajectory, obviously, of my life in a way, and of course of my business and things like that. So, I got to really just get really clear and figure out what was going on in there. It was like, why was I not feeling good enough to like show up and do live Facebook videos? Like, what is it that's really like holding me back from that? And because I was thinking so much on it, and I was allowing myself to like fully to fully feel everything around that, then boom, there you go. It was like, a magic genie appeared, her video, and she's challenging me to do one. And I was like, yep, I'm going to do it. Like that was God's way of communicating to me through this woman of like, okay, Mandy, step up to the plate. You're being called forward. So that was a very, very beautiful thing. And then also too, like you guys know, I used to do fitness competitions. At one point I was like 6% body fat. Like I used to be a lot more muscular and stuff than I am now. And so even more recently, it's like I have all these beautiful, amazing women that I support on my program, and they're all in my groups and stuff like that. And, I'm talking to them about self-love. I'm giving them different assignments. We're going over different things about, what can we do, to show up more fully in the world and to show up and love ourselves and transform and become the best version of ourselves, kind of like what we're talking about here. And I was like, well, I'm just going to be an example of that for my girls. And so, I posted a picture like a week or so ago of me in a sports bra and some little pants, and, honestly, guys, for me to post that picture, that was a big deal because I had been prior like beating myself up that I wasn't, as lean as I really desire to be, that I don't have all my muscle and stuff back because I didn't work out for 3 years. So there was a lot of stories. Okay. So I'm only human. So the reason I'm showing you guys this side of me and I'm being vulnerable and I'm being authentic and real is to let you know that I'm not above anybody else here. We're all the same, but we also all have the same amount of power as well. And we have the ability to like make a choice, to make a change, to do something different. So that's just an example, right? So it was like, you know what? I'm going to take this picture. I'm going to post it and I'm going to love myself exactly the way that I look right now. And I did that today too. I worked out at Planet Fitness. I took a little picture of myself flexing. I posted it and I, posted all the information above it. And that is true words like coming from my heart. And that's exactly the real deal, guys, is that we require loving ourselves just the way that we are right now. Because if we don't, then there's no way we're going to get to that end destination or that end goal. And let me tell you why, because we've all been there. Whenever we're not fully loving ourselves, we're going to be having self-destructive thoughts, which leads to self-destructive behavior. Okay. So whoever has went out like on Friday night, you ate something bad, you woke up on Saturday and you planned on going to work out, getting back on track with your nutrition. And then you woke up and you felt like shit because you ate bad on Friday night. And then you're like, screw it. I already messed it up. And then you go look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, whatever, dude. Like, I'm not even where I want to be anyway. Who cares? And then you go out that Saturday morning and you go eat pancakes and waffles or whatever, or you go eat breakfast tacos, and then you don't end up going to the gym on Saturday, and then that falls on into Saturday afternoon and Saturday night and Sunday, and boom, there you go. There's that self-destructive behavior that shows up, right? So when we actually can get really clear and just love ourselves fully for exactly the way that we are right now, and potentially we wouldn't look at ourselves in the mirror and beat ourselves up for the way that we look right now, and we're fully just loving exactly the way that we look, where we are in life, everything about our life, then we actually can start having loving and positive thoughts about ourselves. And when we have that is actually how we can stay on track. And then when you're feeling good about yourself, you're loving yourself, you're having these positive thoughts about yourself, you're obviously going to attract a lot of that too, coming from other people, right? So if you're feeling beautiful and you're feeling fit and you're feeling all these things, you're literally going to have people complimenting you. You guys are posting right here comments on my video. I feel my love and appreciation for that. But essentially, like I said, our outer world is just a representation of our inner world. So whatever you got going on in here and whatever you're believing about yourself is what you're going to manifest and create and see on the outside. So the more that you can love yourself, get in touch with yourself, and, just appreciate yourself fully and adore yourself exactly the way that you are right now, the more you're going to transform your outer world, for one, and also the better that you're going to feel. So therefore, you're going to be making choices that are going to line up to get you to that destination or to get you to that goal. Okay. So instead of self-sabotaging, on a Friday night and going out and binge eating or drinking or doing different things, you're going to be like, dude, like, let's go to the gym. Or, maybe you'll go take a yoga class and then you'll wake up early Saturday morning and you'll have a big old smoothie for breakfast. And then you'll go do another class, or you'll go work out, or you'll go for a run or something like that. But I promise you, the more that you can line up with that and you can have the self-love, the more you can actually transform your life. So I put that on above that picture today. And of course, that's one of the biggest things I'm choosing to like reiterate for you guys right now is that we require just loving ourselves exactly the way that we are. So like I said, personal example, I'm not as lean as I choose to be. I want to be a little bit more muscular like I used to be, et cetera, et cetera. And maybe you have these same goals for yourself. Maybe they're a little bit different goals. But in other words, if you have a goal out in front of you, you require getting to a point where you can love yourself and accept yourself fully right now and fully feel your feelings surrounding everything right now, because that's the key to transform your life. And then everything can flow effortlessly. Then you honestly will allow yourself to be able to move in that direction. So you will start getting rid of all the other negative thoughts, right? The more that you start putting the loving, positive thoughts, the more those negative thoughts literally just, they dissipate, they go away. And then eventually the monkey mind and all that quiets down. And all you really have there is, you know, when you start doing the work and digging deep, is the positive thoughts, the affirmations, the decrees, the different things that you've invested quality time in order to transform your mind. Okay. So they say that our mind is actually like our brain in action. Okay. Obviously we think thoughts. A lot of times we're thinking with our subconscious mind, even when we're not necessarily aware of it. So some of the different ways that you can shift that stuff, I'm going to share with you tonight. And one of those is, you know, the affirmation or essentially what I was just sharing with you a second ago about loving ourselves and giving ourselves permission to forgive ourselves. So that's a really big affirmation that you can use at any time. So for example, something goes awry, you end up eating a donut or something, and so you just tell yourself, I give myself permission to forgive myself, and I let it be okay, and I recommit to my health, or I recommit to my weight loss goals, or I recommit to whatever you recommit to. But like I said, our subconscious mind operates on the level of like a 3 to a 5-year-old. So when you can talk to it and you can tell it or tell yourself essentially, I give myself permission to forgive myself, then you're actually really getting into deeper into your subconscious mind to really make those shifts, okay? Because then if you were to eat the donut and then you beat yourself up because you ate it, and then you feel like crap because you ate it, and you start feeling feelings around, you know, like guilt and shame, frustration, anger, all these different things, those are some very low vibrational frequency emotions to feel. And when you feel those, for one, they're very acidic, they're very toxic for the body, they don't feel good, of course, but thoughts like that tend to cause you to have more thoughts like that, right? So it's like whatever like little path you're on, you're going to have more of those same types of thoughts that are just going to continue to occur. Because honestly, law of attraction is a big deal. It's a universal law. So, you know, whatever like attracts like. So whatever you're thinking like, you're going to attract more thoughts that are very similar to that. And it's sort of going to be like a little roller coaster that just continues going. So, you know, writing that affirmation down will be key. I give myself permission to forgive myself, and I recommit to my health. That's a big one, okay? Because sometimes, yeah, you're going to fall off the wagon a little bit. No one's 100% perfect, but it's about, you know, just bringing it back in, you know, reeling it back in and getting back in tune with what your highest choice really is. You know, is it your highest choice to eat a donut? Likely not, okay? Whether you're skinny or you're not or whatever, whether you have health challenges or not, let's just face it, a donut's not nutritious. So I'm just going to put that out there right now. And, okay, I talked about that earlier, that your shit indicates that you require shifting your energy in order to create shifts in your life, right? And to become more of a source of love and light in your own life. Because honestly, like I said, stuff does show up. Things do occur. Things do happen. Not everybody's going to accept you. Not everybody's going to love you. Not everybody's going to like you. Sometimes you may have some situations occur, you know, but we require being that source of love and light in our own lives. We require showing up fully for ourselves instead of looking outside of ourselves for someone else to validate us or make us feel love or make us feel appreciated or make us feel like we're good enough or make us feel like we're able to accomplish our goals. I mean, yeah, it's all fine and dandy to have someone for motivation, accountability, and support and things like that. But instead of like looking for someone else to like do the work for you, that's not how this life works. We require doing the work for ourselves. Does that make sense? Give me some thumbs up and some hearts if you guys are still on here and we're rolling. I got to take a sip of water. Feel free to take a sip of your water as well. And I trust this information is really supporting you guys. I know there's like a 15-second or so delay on the video. So yeah, I already chatted with you a second ago about speaking from personal experience. So also too, remember, the harder the situation is, the more massive the upgrades are, the more you're going to be able to become or get in touch more with your higher self and what you were actually created for. So when you're going through struggles and stuff like that, remember there's always light. There's always light at the end of the tunnel. And so no matter what, you just keep on staying the course and of course, loving yourself. So a couple last pointers I want to bring up here is to truly embrace the now and take your mask off. And now see how you're holding back. So some of these questions that you might want to ask yourself tonight. maybe perhaps before you go to bed, if you have a pen and piece of paper and you can like journal some of this stuff, that'd be great. But ask yourself, how can I show up more fully in the world? How can I show up and love myself more in the world? How can I show up and love others more in the world? Like only you really know that. And only you really know where you potentially have been holding back in your life. So get really clear on some of those things and figure out what they are, and then make a commitment to make a shift in those areas, whatever it looks like for you. Only you really know that. But also too, a big key thing is going to be to fully feel your feelings. So I know, I have a lot of the girls on my program that are on now currently. And then of course, if you're in my 4-day emotional detox challenge group, or if you're not and you choose to be in there, it's a group for females only. And I have a lot of videos in there that are just like this. And there's a couple different assignments and stuff as well that allow you to really just get in touch with yourself and be true and real and authentic and dig deep. So if you guys are interested in being in that group, then you can just comment below this video and I'll be sure and add you. Thanks, Candace, for the support, beauty. What's up, LJ? How are you? I don't know if you're still on here or not. And let's see, Rain, Monica. Yeah. Thank you guys for the support. Feel my appreciation. But I have this group. It's called the 4-Day Emotional Detox Challenge. It's a free group. There's some videos and stuff in there if you guys choose to potentially be a part of that group. But yeah, a lot of the different things that I have people do is to like just get really real and raw and authentic with themselves. And of course, having a journal, because that's really a big deal to sometimes just journal and get some of those feelings and emotions and stuff down on paper and to be able to let those things go. So like I said, only you really know how you could actually show up more fully in the world. Okay. For me personally, it was like, okay, I'm going to put these pictures of myself just how I look right now. I'm going to set an example to the world that I get to love myself exactly how I am right now. And I'm showing them that it's okay for everybody else too to show up fully in the world and love themselves just the way that they are right now too. So, there's just different things that we can do too about just being authentic, being real, being raw, being vulnerable, being exactly who we are, following our intuition, following our inspiration, things like that. When you do that, you give other people permission to show up fully in the world as well. So it's a very, very beautiful thing. So yeah, only you really know what that looks like for you. So maybe ask yourself those questions tonight, before you go to bed, and say, how can you show up more fully in the world? How can you love yourself more? How can you love others more? Those are some really key things to think about. And also too, like I said earlier, not to be playing the blame game, not to be playing the victim and pointing the finger at everybody else. Because when you're pointing that finger, you have 4 fingers pointing right back at you. So, right now, stop and make the decision that you're going to take full responsibility from this moment forward for your life, okay? For your feelings, for your actions, for your thoughts, because no one else can get into that mind of yours or your brain. No one else can think those thoughts for you no matter what. Of course, people, like I said, they'll have their opinions and maybe they'll, try to influence you in a certain kind of way, but essentially you're the only one that thinks your own thoughts and you create your reality. So taking full responsibility for your life like that and showing up fully is really, really a big deal. So another thing too I like to bring up is sometimes people, they criticize or they judge other people. They're looking at other people and they're thinking negative things about them. And just remember that if you spot it, you got it. So if you're spotting it in somebody else and you're spotting it in them and you're judging it and you're criticizing it in them and you're being like, ooh, or maybe you're even tempted to like gossip about it or something like that, just remember that if that's the case, it's because it's operating or functioning in you somewhere. So you get to get really clear and dig into your subconscious and maybe figure out exactly, what's functioning inside of you that's causing you to potentially, desire to judge or reject that person, because chances are it's really something going on inside of you. And actually today I saw this really cool meme and it says, this is what the meme says. It says, I am not what you think of me. You are what you think of me. Boom. Truth bomb. Boom. So that basically relates to what I just got done saying. So, what you're thinking about somebody else as you're judging and you're criticizing them, that's really you in there. It's sort of a reflection, like you're seeing something in them that's triggering you for a specific reason. So you get to get really clear on that. So, obviously it's not good to be a fault finder and be judgmental and critical and all that kind of stuff about other people, and to really just come from a place of love and compassion and see everybody as we're all here on this journey together and everybody's really just doing the best job that they possibly can, right? So the more that you can show up fully in the world, the more you give that person or other people in your life too to show up fully in the world, and it can be a very beautiful experience. So, I said this earlier too, not everyone will love you and that's okay. Not everyone's going to accept you and that's okay, because that's not really what we're here for. What we're here for is that we love and accept ourselves and that we show up fully in the world and to who exactly we were called to be. So another really great affirmation that you guys may choose to write down is, this goes along with everything I've talked about tonight, is I honor me and it's safe to be me. Okay. Because a lot of times, like I said, in our subconscious mind, a lot of these belief systems and ideas and stuff were formed when we were very, very young. And so therefore, sometimes people just don't feel safe showing up fully in the world. They don't feel safe being exactly who they were. And how sad is that to think about going through life and looking back one day on your life and saying like, damn, I really wish I would have been more of like my true self. I wish I would have been more this way or more that way. I wish I would have said that. I wish I would have did that. Like, how sad is that? Think about that. Like, yeah, I choose to live my life fully and not ever have like regrets of like me not being who I'm fully called to be, because I was scared that people would reject me or think something negative of me. And I even just think now, like with these live Facebook videos and all these things that I've shared over the past many, many months, and how vulnerable I've become to talk about so many different things, you know, about having parasites and mucoid plaque and, you know, issues with, you know, growing up in my childhood and constipation and, some of the other ones, antidepressants for 16 years, you know, used to drink heavily. Like, so the F what, dude? Like, that's my past and I love it, embrace it, and accept it. And if I worried about other people accepting me or if they were going to reject me or not, then I wouldn't be able to be here for you guys and to be able to support you guys. Like, I get so many messages from people saying, thank you, Mandy. Like, thank you so much for your videos. Thank you so much for, you know, that certain thing that you shared today that really resonated with me, you know, that caused a huge shift in my thinking. And now I'm doing this, and this, or hey, I was experiencing some symptoms, but once I made the connection, like you said, that we break down energetically and emotionally before we do physically, I started realizing that the reason I was having a lot of digestive issues and stomach issues is because I was feeling a lot of fear about so and so and so. Okay, because honestly, anything related to the stomach is going to be fear. So, you know, people are benefiting, let's just say, from me being authentic and vulnerable. And I'm okay with that. And I'm okay with if somebody wasn't going to accept me or somebody potentially was going to judge me or whatever. I'm okay with that, right? I can love it and let it be okay. And I can love them too for it and say, okay, awesome. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, sometimes people don't feel safe to be themselves. But, you know, honestly, it is okay to show up fully in the world. So the affirmation for that is, I honor me and it's safe to be me. How beautiful is that? You're so beautiful, you beautiful being of light. Okay, so once again, I'm about to wrap this up. Once again, tonight, before you go to bed, potentially get out a piece of paper and a pen or your journal, okay? And you're going to write down the ways that I'm not showing up as my true self are ... Okay? So what are those things that you're doing that basically you know for a fact that you're not showing up fully? And how are you committed to shifting and changing that starting today, starting right now, starting tonight? It's year 2017, right? So how are you committed to shifting that, and what are you going to do in order to shift it? And I'm going to share with you just a couple different things that could possibly support you in making these shifts, okay? For one is affirmations and decrees. Affirmations and decrees are amazing, okay? So it's not enough just to actually say the words, but you get to actually say it and you actually get to feel it. So there's a lot of affirmations and decrees out there. I've shared a couple tonight, but Louise Hay is super amazing. And when I get done with this video, I'm going to share a YouTube video of hers, and it's full of affirmations. I believe it's like 38 to 40 minutes long, and it's really great to listen to on headphones. And I remember there was a period of my life for about a year straight where I listened to this specific recording that I'm going to share with you guys. I listened to it almost like every single day for like a year, multiple times a day, and it's very beautiful. So affirmations and decrees is a good one. Of course, you can come up with your own, but I'm going to share this video with you guys too, just for lack of time instead of trying to go over all this stuff. But yeah, basically affirmations and decrees. Also too, like taking little post-it notes or something and writing like little affirmations, decrees, or even like love notes to yourself and hanging them up potentially like on your bathroom mirror, or putting it in your car, or putting it on your refrigerator or something like that. But, you know, those are some really, really good things that as you start repeating and affirming and decreeing those things verbally, then you're actually going to make some huge shifts in your mindset and in your thinking, okay? Because like I said, the more that you can start getting the positive stuff in there, the more the negative stuff just starts to dissipate and disappear and go away. But you require doing the work, guys. It's not just like, oh, I'm da-da-da-da, and then you just like one ear and out the other. You can't just loosely be a part of this. You have to commit, okay? That's the thing, is that I commit. So that's another great affirmation and decree right there. Like, I commit to my health. I commit to fully showing up in the world. You know, I commit to loving me. Like, I commit can go in front of everything. Just like the two words, I am. Anything that you say with I am, you are affirming and decreeing solidly. So if you're like, I am tired, guess what, my friend? You're going to keep on being tired. So don't say those words, okay? Some of the stuff we talk about in conscious language, I know I've talked a little bit about that to you guys, is like, if you're feeling tired, then you would just say, I have my energy returning, right? Because what is the opposite of being tired? You want to have your energy. So you would just say, I have my energy returning. And essentially that means that you're tired, but you have your energy returning. So you're basically commanding or demanding. My nickname is Demandy and Commandy. I just threw that in there. I know Candace is on here. I choose to know if Tamber's still here or not, but I got that nickname in June. But yeah, so basically you're basically demanding and commanding, you know, that you have your energy returning. So there's just some different things. Yeah, there's Candace. What's up, sister? So there you go, guys. Basically whatever you say is, and whatever's coming out of your mouth is actually what's creating your life. So that's why we require just being careful with the words that we are stating. So the affirmations and decrees are amazing. Louise Hay, I'm going to share that with you guys when I finish here. I'm going to put the video link above, or not above, I'm going to put it below in the comments. Also, Louise Hay has something called mirror work. And if you guys choose, check that out. It's called mirror work. It's where you're actually looking into a mirror and you're looking into your beautiful eyeballsies, your little peepers, and you are repeating things to yourself as you're looking into the mirror. It is very transformational. It is amazing. So I will link some information about that as well, but you can Google it too. So it's Louise Hay and it's called mirror work. And then also too, meditation. So last night, or was it last night? I choose to remember if it was last night or Saturday night, where I posted a meditation that I listened to a lot by Kelly Howell, and it's called Brain Sync. So I will also link that in the comments. It's a meditation that you also will listen to on headphones, and it's actually meant to be listened to while you're falling asleep at night. So I'll make sure and link that in the comments below. That one I've been listening to for about 2.5 years straight, and it's phenomenal. And of course, a lot of my girls and stuff listen to that as well. And then also too, journaling. So I talked about that a little while ago, but having, you know, a pen and piece of paper, journaling, writing some things down, like just really getting those emotions and stuff out and fully feeling your feelings and letting it be okay. So like if you're angry, be angry. If you want to cry, then cry. I mean, it's not a bad thing. Don't suppress your feelings and emotions. Allow yourself to feel them, but feel them and then transform them into something else of your higher choice. You know, you don't want to get there and get hung up on that. Let's just say, remember, everything is for our greatest good and our greatest expansion. So we get to actually love what we feel and we get to let it be okay instead of trying to suppress it or feeling bad because we feel sad or something. So we get to embrace that darker side of ourselves. We get to embrace, you know, the resistance. We get to embrace maybe the ego or whatever, if you choose to even use that word ego, but we get to embrace maybe the things that are not so pleasant, that maybe are not our ideal, you know, way to be feeling, because we all go through it. We are human beings and we have emotions. And also remember too that emotions is simply energy in motion. So E-motion, energy in motion. So when you can remember that it's just energy in motion, then you can just love whatever it is you feel. You can let it freely just flow through your body. Do some deep breathing, you know, let the air come all the way down into here, breathe it all the way in, exhale it out, you know, as in exhaling and releasing it. Okay. So sometimes it's a great way to, like, on the inhale, you know, repeat a mantra or an affirmation or decree, you know, like as you're breathing in, I love myself fully. And then as you exhale, you're blowing it out and you're releasing maybe any negative thoughts that might come up when you're telling yourself, I love myself fully. Okay. Or you can breathe in love and exhale fear, you know, whatever works for you. But there's so many different ways to do these things. But it really is important, you know, just to allow yourself to Philly, I keep saying that, Philly, like Philadelphia, to fully feel your feelings. I think that's a tongue twister, fully feel. And then one more thing too, I know I've shared this with a lot of you beauties, but it's really a really cool little, a little way of doing it, is that if you're feeling upset about something or something's occurring, then you can take a little bitty pillow or even your big pillow, but hold that pillow and embrace that pillow and tell that pillow as if that's your 3-year-old little self. So whether you're male or female, whether you're telling your little boy or little girl, but hold that pillow and picture it as being, you know, little 3-year-old Mandy or whoever, you know, and yourself, obviously, but you're holding the pillow and just remind that pillow that it's safe and that it's safe to show up fully and that you love you, right? So essentially all you're doing is you're just reaffirming to yourself that you're safe and that you got you, you know, or you God you is the word I like to say sometimes, G-O-D. that you got you, that you're safe, and it's okay to show up fully in the world. So sometimes, you know, if I'm going through some shit, I'll hold my little bitty pillow and I'll pretend like it's little 3-year-old Mandy, and maybe I'm crying, maybe I'm feeling sadness, maybe whatever I have going on, maybe even physical symptoms, but I just pretend like that's me. That's my little Mandy, the little 3-year-old self. And I love her and I let it all be okay. And I tell her and remind her how amazing she is and how it's all going to be okay and that she is safe. So, yeah, guys, I trust that this information has supported some of you tonight, and that you guys will take some of these amazing nuggets of wisdom that I have developed over my 36 years, and potentially be able to you know, incorporate some of this stuff into your life to make some pretty big transformational shifts, and to be able to show up fully in the world and take off that mask and to for real be authentic. You know, maybe if you never have before, maybe it's a good time to start now. So feel my love and appreciation for all you guys. If you feel called to do so and this video really resonates with you, maybe it really supported you in some way and you're like, wow, damn, like you had some light bulbs go off, share this on your timeline so that other people on your timeline can also get supported by this information. Because I promise you, I didn't always know this stuff. And in fact, you know, it took a lot of trials and tribulations, a lot of things that I've been through, of course, time, energy, monetarily investing and stuff, to have coaches, to go to seminars, retreats, and different things like that. And now I'm getting to share all this stuff with you as a gift. This is my gift to you. So potentially you can support me and supporting others through you by sharing this video. So once again, if it resonates with you and you feel called to do so, then feel my love and appreciation, because it really is a big deal to me. I mean, obviously I wouldn't be spending, you know, like almost an hour of my night talking about this stuff if I really wasn't passionate, you know, about, you know, just reaching other people. So it's a very, very beautiful thing, and it's okay. And I can be the Mandy that stands up and waves her hand and becomes very transparent and very authentic and very vulnerable to talk about all my shit and about how I've transformed my life and about how amazing my life is, and how amazing your life can be as well, you know. So yeah, I appreciate you so much. Michelle says, I got you, sweet lady. Thank you, Michelle. You're so sweet. Yes, Courtney, you're welcome. Which video when you're falling asleep? Yeah, I'm going to tag that in the comments below, Michelle. As soon as I get off this video, I'll put all this stuff here for you guys. And Candace, thanks for being on. And feel my love and appreciation, guys. Just be awesome. Be you. Be authentic. And continue to show up fully in the world. Be vulnerable. Be yourself. Be who you were called to be. Because like, at the end of the day, like seriously, when you're like 80 years old, you're not going to want to look back at your life and be like, man, I wish I woulda, I coulda, you know? Like, do it now. So if you have any questions or comments, as always, feel free to just post them here on this video, whether you're watching live or catching the replay. And you can always, too, send me a private Facebook message. And if you have questions more about what I do and how I support people, go to my website above this video at www.mandyfonville.com. And I trust all you guys will have an amazing night. Mwah! So feel my love and appreciation for all you guys, and we will chat soon. Have an amazing Monday. Bye, guys.